Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So new year means new financial goals, and I think because I am at the end of my, I guess, big portion of my debt reasoning, I have one more semester left in college and then I will have my degree, and I took out student loans. So because the year is as it is, I have bigger financial goals for myself. Also, this is just kind of manifesting big things, and a lot of it will make sense later. Probably because I have a job now, and I guess last year I didn't. I'm a little bit more intense when it comes to my finances. I was when I was working in my hotel job. That's when I got real serious about my finances, and it's time to do that again now that, you know, a big girl job, fingers crossed, is hopefully around the corner in 2021. So I'm going to take you through what I want to achieve, and some of these goals are bigger than what is doable in my current situation, but I like to set bigger goals for myself, even if I know they might be a little unrealistic, so I myself can try to work the hardest I can to get to those goals. And even if I don't reach those goals, they were high enough for me to feel accomplished, even like having progress. I don't know, that's just my mentality. Other people do smaller goals. They can all be realistic. All my goals are a little bit realistic, but also not. I don't know if that makes any sense. So I guess since the first thing I talked about is debt, let's go ahead and talk about my goals in regards to my personal debt. So goal number one is going to be to pay off my credit card balance. I have a higher credit card balance just because I was in college for a while without a job, and I still needed things, and where else was I supposed to get my things? So I have a higher balance because of the time that I was at campus physically without a job, and I just need to pay off that balance. Right now that balance is at, it's like about $3,800. So it's, you know, it's quite a bit, but it can be manageable if I make sure I'm not spending money on unnecessary things. Goal number two is going to be to pay off the Parent Plus loan. So my parents were gracious enough to take out the Parent Plus loan, which is a federal loan that your parents take out in their name for the student. However, my parents said, we're gonna take this out, but it's your responsibility to pay it off. And I said, that's fine. That's how I paid for my housing. Balance is currently at $7,379.66. The beginning balance with accrued interest, because I did pay about $620 in 2020, so the amount that I started off with was $8,129.66. I don't know why I haven't paid the 66 cents off, but anyways. So I paid just a little piece of it, obviously not to a great amount, not even like the first $1,000, but this is the one that might be a little bit more challenging for me to do if my situation stayed the same throughout the year. So this is not at my big girl job, only at part-time. And so that's the little challenging part. If I were to get a big girl job in my career, or even just a higher paying job, I definitely think that I can pay that off, and then I would only have to pay the $11,000 loan that is under my name. And so my last goal, because the zero interest on federal student loans is going to be ending starting either January 25th, but it ends in January. So starting February, that loan is also going to start accruing interest. So I want to at least pay the interest and a little bit more, if doable, just so it doesn't get to a crazy amount. And who knows, maybe depending on how YouTube financially goes, or if I'm able to work just a little bit extra while in school, I can, chip off maybe just like a little sliver of it. But those are my three goals in regards to my debt. Pay off my credit card, which is the highest interest right now. pay off the Parent Plus loan and then pay the interest and then a little bit more on my personal loan. And since the Parent Plus loan has been like my goal to pay off first because that's in my parents' name, I even made like this little labyrinth of like I think it's every $116 I can like color in a little sliver, and then eventually when it's all paid off, the whole thing would essentially be covered in. And this is just some like dinkity journal that at least I'm gonna try to do like my financial planning in, because I need financial planning or I will spend crazily, whatever, however you want to say it. So for my savings goal, again, this is all gonna be dependent on how the year goes. I can't change it, but I am gonna set my goals, my a little bit high but still realistic goals. So my first one is to save $5,000 by the end of the year. Honestly, I can say right now that the way that I've been using my paycheck since I started working, what is it, mid-September, I've kind of been paycheck to paycheck, and while I do get paid weekly, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to see the funds grow, stop spending on unnecessary things, and, you know, get my life together. You know, I had my fun. You know, when you're deprived of like no money for a while and just stress, the second you get money, you're like, I need to treat myself. I had my months of fun. It's time to get a little bit more serious, especially as my responsibilities are gonna change by May when I graduate, because I am gonna graduate. So I want to have $5,000. One of the ways that I want to, you know, physically have a plan is I found like a 52-week challenges. There are a bunch, but there is this one challenge in specifically, which is $4,100 in 52 weeks. So it would make me $900 short, but I would find, you know, when possible, when to add in that extra 900. And so you can print it out. I decided to write it down just because if I write it down, I think I get a little bit more serious than just seeing a printout. It's something to do with like, I don't know, the way that I learn best is like by writing. And so week 1, for example, you deposit $40, and then week 2 it's $50, and then some weeks it's $120. And this works as of now because I do get paid bi-weekly. If I were to get like a big girl job, or if, for example, say I move, because you never know what happens, and it takes me like 3 weeks to like get a job, like I'm gonna allow myself to like skip around depending on what it is, or like obviously accumulate. My plan is to kind of do like monthly updates to see where I'm at with all of my goals, just how like Asia Dang did when she was paying off like her journey or her student loan debt journey, and even when she does it, like how she budgets. I want to kind of do that because I feel like that's the best way to keep myself like on track and not necessarily like be good for the first 3 months of the year and then like trickle down, and then come time Christmas and you're like, what happened? So I think by making like a monthly video on where I'm at with these goals, whether it's good progress or bad progress, I think that'll be good for accountability and actually like make sure I'm doing the things that I want to get done. So 4,152 weeks, again, it's gonna depend to get to that 5,000, depending on how pay goes and how life goes. I know we're gonna say like, oh, paying off debt, but I also have like a luxury savings, and that's just where I treat myself to the nice stuff. And I would like to have like 2,500 in that savings account. Doesn't matter like by when, obviously at one point, so I can buy like a nicer thing. It's not really like my priority. Obviously it's whenever there's money left over, but I also have all of these other things I want to do, so it's kind of just like the extra like fun little thing for myself, but definitely not a necessity because, you know, overpriced leather goods is not a necessity. I do have specific savings, not like necessarily sinking funds, but like specific like purchases or specific expenses that are not like a reoccurring expense that I would also ideally like to save up for. For example, a new phone. I have the iPhone X and it is 3 years old. I think I could take it 1 more year, but the storage on that is completely full. So I would essentially like to upgrade and pay for the phone in cash. And so what is like the new iPhone going for? Like $1,100. So that's a specific saving, not a necessity. It would be nice to get to that, but it is really going to depend on a lot of things, so we'll see. We also have Maple's spaying surgery. I am going to budget $150. I found a place that does the spaying surgery for $90, but I don't know if that includes like tax or like the cone that she's gonna have to wear or the medications. So I am budgeting $150, and that has to happen within the next 2 to 3 months, so I have time to save for that and budget for that accordingly. I would like to purchase a new camera for YouTube. I have like $600 for that budget. I know cameras are a lot more expensive, but I use like the typical vlogging camera that everyone likes to use, and that works fine for me. I just need a new one because I did buy this one secondhand, and you know, it could be better. So that's a specific saving that like is not quite at the top of my list, but it is something I would like to purchase in 2021. And then others that I don't have specific savings for, but it's kind of just like toying with the idea of it. Just again, it depends on where I'm at with my debt progress, where I'm at with my saving progress. It's going to be start saving for a newer car. I don't need a brand spanking new car, but I am eventually going to need a new car just because my car is on its last few like legs of its life. And thank God I don't have to drive it very far for work, and I think it's gonna be fine for that purpose, but I don't know where I'm gonna be at the end of the year. I don't know. It all depends on like certain factors, and I can't really get into it until it's like official, but it's kind of all like up in the air possibilities. So there's a lot of things that like have to do with that. And the second thing might make a little bit more sense, but I have wedding question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Not necessarily for like an upcoming wedding, but just start saving for wedding expenses. Because I know weddings are expensive. My mom and I watched Say Yes to the Dress, and oh my god, dress alone. And so I think it's something that like I have to start thinking about like saving, so it's not like just so I have a little cushion to start with. I like planning things like super ahead like that, so while it's not in the talks yet, I know it's something in this next like 5 years of my life, and I rather calmly start saving for something like that so I'm not uber stressed about it when the time comes. It's weird that I can say like I'm at that point of my life, like girl, you're barely gonna graduate college, but I am gonna be 25 this year, so you know, something I gotta start thinking about. There are some specific sinking funds that I would like to start. I don't know if I'm gonna do it like cash envelope style or what. I'm not gonna do cash envelope videos if I do end up going in that route. I think those videos are so boring just because my attention span cannot. I like will play the video and then the video will be over and I'm like, what? Like what? I didn't even pay attention. Like I just zone out. So I won't do that, especially because I'm personally not into it. But there are a couple of things that I am considering doing that for, and then I will update you like in a video, not necessarily like me showing you like putting money in an envelope because I personally can't sit through those. And so ideally I would like to save $1,500 for Christmas, because Christmas expenses, like honestly I think that's how much I spend on Christmas gifts annually, and it sucks when you spend all of your money in November and December on Christmas gifts, and then that's why you go into January super broke and super determined to save. I know some people on YouTube have their ish together. I have not. I would like to get my ish together. I think I'm finally mature enough for that. So I want to save, or try to save $1,500. It is a lot. Again, I have other big goals that are more of a priority than Christmas money gifts, but I want to be a little bit more prepared for Christmas, and I don't know if I'm gonna put that like in a separate savings account. I feel like that's the best way for that one specifically because it's such a big amount. For example, Maple's surgery, which is technically a sinking fund, I can do that cash envelope style, like that's fine with me. My car registration or my car tags, so right now I have a California license plate. I might have to switch to an Arizona license plate. I don't know how much that's gonna cost, but I know that's something I'm probably gonna have to do. So, and I don't know how much it's gonna cost. So I'm gonna allocate $300. I don't know if that's too much or too little, but that seems like a good number to have. I didn't really look into it. I mean, if it's less, then I have money left over and I can put it towards something else. And if it's around that, then I was prepared for it. I don't think it should be more than that. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm just, I don't know why I think $300. I think normally because like the car tags in California cost $100 and something. So I was like, maybe to switch states it's like the same. I don't know, but there's that. And if I end up like leaving, I might not leave with my, like, my car can't go anywhere. Like, it's not like, it can't handle it, so it might just stay here. I don't know, we'll see. And then I want to have like a sinking fund going for like dog stuff and car stuff, and that's specifically like dog food, dog toys, dog maintenance, car maintenance, oil change. I had to buy this, something broke, stuff like that, because it is an older car and I've definitely invested more money than what I paid for the car with all of the issues that it has. So it's always nice to have a chunk, because that was my big mistake before I left for college. I had a nice chunk of savings saved up to go to college, and literally the 3 weeks before I started, I spent like $2,500 on repairs. So that was not fun. So those are kind of like my bigger goals. I haven't broken down like the nitty-gritty for it because I haven't gotten paid yet. I did take like a week off from work, so that's not going to be a fun paycheck this upcoming payday. I'm sorry the lighting just super duper changed, but that's why like at the end of the month or the beginning of next month, I'm gonna recap the month of January or the previous month and give you updates in my numbers, give you updates on if I spent unnecessarily for X, Y, and Z reasons. I have kind of currently broken up how my money is gonna be spent, of like what I think I'm gonna get for the month of January, but you know, things happen. You might get more, you might get less than what you project, and that's gonna be all in my next video, and see where I'm at with a lot of these numbers. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you are buckling down in 2021 in regards to your finances. I think 2020 woke a lot of people up in a lot of aspects, but especially in their finances. And let me know if you are going to try to prepare or be more prepared this upcoming new year. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys all in my next one.